God. Oh God. Oh God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. It's January 24th, people. Which means I only have a week left in January. God, can it get worse? Can it get any worse? Apparently it can. So, The Turning is a new horror movie starring Mackenzie Davis and Finn Wolfhard. Mackenzie Davis gets this job where she's supposed to tutor the little girl in this family. Well, actually, not really a family, it's just these two kids. And basically, she learns that there are these two kids who live in this very excluded mansion. Then she begins to notice that there are weird things that are happening in this place. Either the mansion is haunted or the kids are haunted. It's not really made clear about this movie. But what is clear is that it's a January movie. January movies, man. January movies suck. Like, especially this year. Like, last year, like, there were some bad movies. But, last January there were some bad movies, like Escape Room, Glass was disappointing. This year, oh man. Like a Boss, The Grudge, Doolittle, and now The Turning. Yikes, oh my God. And like the trailers for this movie weren't really all that interesting. They show off like some of the scares, I guess. They're not really that interesting. But what was interesting about this movie was the whole behind the scenes of this movie. This movie was basically in development hell for like 4 years or something. And Steven Spielberg was initially going to do this movie. And then he walked away from it at some point. So, he did the same thing with Cats, interestingly enough. And then, like, a bunch of different directors were on board, bunch of different actors were on board. And this movie was filmed back in February of 2018, and it's being released in January 2020. Like, those are just multiple bad signs just for this movie alone. And hey, if all those things, come together for a movie, yeah, you can expect one thing. It's going to suck. This movie sucks. Is there anything good in this movie? I guess the gothic setting of the movie, it's fine. It looks interesting. It definitely has a unique style, and the cinematography overall is honestly not that bad. It's grim, kind of like the rest of this movie is, and I guess it does match, but everything else about this movie's bad. Everything. Like, where to start with the badness of this movie? I guess the main thing about this scary movie is that it's not scary. Like, at all. Actually, no. The movie does attempt to scare you, like, in the middle of scenes, randomly, like, oh, here's a jump scare, and it's never gonna be referenced again at any point. Like, there's this one scene where Mackenzie Davis closes the window of the young girl. It's like, okay, good night, I'm gonna close your window. Oh, I see this ghost here. Like, do you not see that ghost? Well, since you don't see a ghost, I'm not gonna worry too much. Like, and yet, like, how? Like, there's this other scene where Mackenzie Davis, she hears, like, some weird noises going on in, like, a different part of the mansion. So she gets up out of bed, starts searching. All of a sudden, we hear this loud noise, and I startled in my seat because, again, loud noise. And it's like, oh, like, she heard the loud noise too. And it's like, oh. And, like, she still looks scared, but I'm like, I am no longer scared. Like, I don't feel frightened anymore because basically I was on the edge, and you kind of blew it. You kind of blew it within 30 seconds of this whole sequence. And it sucks. It sucks. Oh my God, like, there's nothing really scary in this movie overall. Again, January movies, they suck. This was one of them. This is, like, one of the ones that people will look to in January movies and go, yeah, this is why, your movie belongs in January. You do the same things as The Turning does. And basically a lot of these setups are like, oh, this is supposed to be a scene that's scary, and then it's like, oh, this is supposed to be a history scene about the mansion, about the family. And it doesn't really work that way for me. It's just obnoxious and annoying. And that's the thing, too. Nothing really happens in this movie. It's like, a bunch of setup scenes overall, and it's like it's just cliched after cliche, and it's like just stop, just stop. The 90s soundtrack too. For some reason this movie takes place in the 90s. Like the opening scene, one of the opening scenes is Mackenzie Davis, she watches the news that Kurt Cobain is dead, and they never really reference anything about that again in the movie, except for the whole mental illness angle. And that's the thing too. I will get to that next. The ending of this movie is one of the worst endings I think I've ever seen. Not just in a January movie, not just in a horror movie, in a movie. What the hell just happened? Why? Like, this is one of the worst twist endings I've seen in a movie ever. That's shocking. It really is shocking. I won't spoil it here. Look it up online. You'll get much more out of that. But I just had so many questions about this movie afterwards, and I will say that I do not want to look back at this movie. I really do not want to look back at it. And not because, oh, this movie frightened me to my core or anything like that. No, because it doesn't do that. And it doesn't really connect the dots. It's like, oh, there's like vague references like, okay, what does this have to do with this? And what does this have to do with this? It's like, okay, you can get where they're coming from, but it's like, that's not good enough. You only put in like half the effort in this movie. As far as the acting goes, they're not that good, unfortunately. Mackenzie Davis, she can be good in a lot of things. She was kind of good in Dark Fate. But here, all she does is just yell at the kids. Finn Wolfhard's not really that good here, as he plays one of the kids in the movie. He basically, like, every time he does something creepy in this movie, he's like, yeah? Did you like that? Did you like my acting in that scene? Was that creepy enough? Like, it's like, no, I still see you as Richie from It. I still see you as Mike from Stranger Things. You're a creepier than the Goldfinch Kid. Oh my god. The Turning is one of the worst horror movies I think I've seen in recent years. It has very bad acting, very horrible scares in the worst way imaginable. Not like, oh, these scares are like getting to me and they're like, oh, they're getting under my skin. No, they were obnoxious. They were stupid. The music choices in this movie were bad. The ending, horrible. Just horrible. Why? Just why? Like, how? And like, when I look back at the ending, I'm like, wait, if this is the ending, then how did that happen? And how did this happen? And why is anything in this movie happening the way it is? I'm going to give The Turning 0.5 out of 4 stars. Skip it. So, who's your favorite creepy kid in a horror movie? Comment down below, subscribe to the channel. This is Pat, and I need to watch something so much better than this.